I can see, you see the little bars at the top of the phone? That'll let me know that it's me giggling or the sound is gonna come from.
What mic is this?
It's probably gonna go from the iPhone.
Okay.
What was your first model of love?
My first model of love,
Mm-hmm.
as far as what, like a person, like a
Whatever. What was your first introduction of love? Your first model of love?
mother.
Mm-hmm.
She was very loving, and she spoiled us. And she was
No.
affectionate, but
Mm-hmm.
she spoiled us like from a love perspective. Like she was always there for us. You know what I'm saying? Like on Friday, we would all camp out in the living room. At the time, it was 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we would camp out in the living room, and she would come in there with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we had this big U-shaped sofa. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
like an H. It was straight back, straight across.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It didn't curve. It was
Oh, okay.
two long sofas going back and one going across.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we would all just lay on it, and she would sleep in the living room with us.
Mm-hmm.
We would watch like Friday night videos and shit. Then we wake up Saturday and we would watch cartoon. She let us watch cartoon until Soul Train came on.
So look, listen.
And
oh, Trey.
yeah, she would cook breakfast. And even her friends was like, I don't know how the hell that woman managed to spoil 5 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So affection, unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, my mother.
Okay, all right. I am glad you used the word unconditional. Welcome to the Keepsake Corner, y'all. Y'all know what it is. My boy Keyvon is back, and look, I'm over here. We ain't got to do the guest host. Bring it in. My mic's
I
on.
thought you had one of these.
There we
The
go.
small glass.
No, today. I'm gonna have this one today. This one's so many things to choose from.
The little one that you get the
Yeah.
That's some
No.
bullshit.
No, you have the manly one here. See, that's why. See, I have different options here.
Okay,
see,
good.
this, yes, no, and then.
Maybe next time I'll bring my man cup with big ass.
Ooh.
Put juice in it.
Ooh.
You know, and only take like 3 sips and don't drink the rest.
No, you just. So listen, right now I'm gonna go ahead and put this down because I always do, because I'm gonna come back to this, but I am so glad that you brought up the word unconditional, because you said your mother gave you unconditional love, right? Yeah. And our mothers do, but I'm gonna switch it a little bit. I didn't want to switch it this early, but I'm gonna switch it a little bit, because my fellas out there swear that women do not love unconditionally. So look, I got my popcorn this time, y'all, because I already knew that we was gonna get into something. So go.
Okay. It's a good one.
I know. And I'm tired of fighting all my life. I had to fight. They swear, and this is an ongoing discussion. Women do not love unconditionally. They only love conditionally, and men are the ones that will.
Okay.
And go.
So, all right. Bear with me, but I'll give it to you. Yeah. Women can love a man unconditionally.
Okay.
Okay? Did you hear what I just said? Mm-hmm. Women can love a man unconditionally.
I heard it.
Women can't love men unconditionally. My grandmother told me this, and this is facts.
Come on, Granny.
It's true. Mm-hmm. And it goes both ways. She said by the time every woman goes to her grave, she'll be lucky if she met one man who truly loves her. Oh, that truly loves her. And the same. She truly loves. She'll love him unconditionally. Everyone else, and it's not even, a negative statement about men or women. We don't really have the ability to be that deep with multiple people. That we can love multiple people. But the truth of the matter is, human beings are like fingerprints. Right? And society says, no, they're not. They're just interchangeable like shoes. We can just get rid of one and get another one. You know from experience, we don't have to go into it. I know from experience, you can meet a man who fits all the criteria, whatever. And you're like, great experience, cool dude. And you can know another man. I'm trying to get the camera to.
So maybe it's me.
And another man, he can be average. But it's just something about that motherfucker. He just captures your spirit. You know what I'm saying? And the example I give to people is to prove that this is really what it is. It's not really somebody else. It's not really what they do. It's how you feel. And they're like, well, prove it. Okay. When you go to the store to buy a pair of shoes, shoes are inanimate objects, right? And you look at a wall full of shoes, right? So how the fuck did those pop out to you? It was you. Something in you saw whatever that pair of shoe was, because there were multiple pairs of shoes on the wall.
Right.
What made you go to that shoe? Because the shoe is inanimate. It didn't call you. You see what I'm saying?
I'm laughing because I would say that. That's something I would say. I was like, they called me. They was like,
okay, but guess what? Let's run with that. Well, apparently, that's the only pair of shoes that knew how to talk to you.
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with cars, clothing, whatever it is. It's like you go to the lot. There's a whole bunch of cars out there. And you're like, that one.
That was my story with the current car that I have right now. Yep. I'm walking up, and it was just parked on the side. I was like that. He said, "You don't want to see no other one."
That's
I
what.
said, no.
Every time I bought a car, that was what it is. And you go online, even online. I noticed their mine online. I'm like, that's the one. And you end up getting it. You know what I'm saying? So, it works like that, and we're not trained to hone that natural God-given ability. It's inbuilt. It's a software program. You know what I'm saying? And we're told to ignore that because, you have to accomplish what society says you're supposed to accomplish. So, you got to get with a man who's this tall. You got to get with a man who looks like this. You have to get with a man who, in spite of whatever the hell the software is operating inside, you got to ignore that. But if you reflect on life, you be like, damn, motherfucker, who I love the most, the one who was the best lover. He wasn't the best lover. He was my best lover. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But we ignore the software program and we say, well, I've been indoctrinated to desire this kind of guy, and we go that way. Or should I wave my hands?
We're going to get this together. Bang, bang, bang. We're going to get this together.
I think that's going to be the new thing.
Right. That's what it is going to come right back.
The camera is attracted to
see, look. No, not me.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, it's not banging no more. Oh, now it's banging. Yep.
You should have saw me. I was banging.
Bang.
But, so we're not trained to hone our software program. We're trained to look outward. Why? Because the powers that be, the system, whatever you want to call it, it's all about power and control. You see what I'm saying? It's about power and control. And if you're encouraged, right, to be empowered, it's not going to happen. If you're encouraged to be empowered, the system is not going to accomplish the goals that it wants to accomplish. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to be doing what they want to do. And that doesn't mean it's going to be chaotic, right? It's just that people are going to be more happy. People are going to be more, people are going to exercise their own sovereignty.
It's going to be too much right. And we ready. Because y'all playing with my emotions and my popcorn.
Bitches better quit fucking with me.
So that's the whole perfect thing that needs to be thrown out the window. Or do we need to throw it out the window?
No, because you need points of reference.
Okay.
Right? You need points of reference. You need guides, right? So you need to know what's wrong so you know what's right.
Okay.
You don't know what's up if you don't know where the fuck down is.
You keep going like I feel like I'm being like attacked right now, the way that you just keep coming on me right now. Thank you.
Coming on you? That's an innuendo.
You know? And I'm usually one that catches all of it. You see, you know, fumbling with the popcorn and everything else. Stay right there.
So you need points of reference.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is to evolve, right? Personally. Hey.
I am over this.
You know what it is?
What is it? Is it my popcorn?
You're eating your popcorn and your hands are moving and you're grabbing and
I'm hungry. And
you know,
this
like,
is some
see,
good
because if I'm
stuff.
doing this, it's going to stay just like that. See, because I'm doing my thing and you're doing your thing.
All right.
Right, but if I do this and just sit still.
I'm almost finished with my popcorn, y'all. Can I eat? Can I cook?
You don't need to look at me anyway. So.
Yeah, but thank you. I don't need to look at me either. I feel like
told you.
This is gonna
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
See?
Look, it's for real too.
See?
All right. You know what? My mama told me not to eat with not to talk with my mom for anyway. She will be so upset when she see this episode. See the contrast? See the contrast?
Yes. She said what she said, and you did the opposite of what she said. Now you understand why she said what she said.
I do.
Yeah, we need that contrast in life.
Thank you,
right?
Mama.
To know what's right, you got to know what's wrong. That's why we evolved as we get older, right? As human beings, because you go the wrong way when you're younger. And then you say, you know what? That shit don't work. Right? So you have that point of reference. And unfortunately, what we don't do in this life is we don't question everything. I tell my son, I told my son this. I said, I've taught you a lot of things in life. I said, but you should question everything that I've taught you. Because in order to believe something, you gotta verify it. You gotta prove it. You see what I'm saying?
Verify.
So if you're a Christian or a Muslim, whatever, if you believe in religion, 9 times out of 10 you were raised to believe that, right? So what you should do to either solidify your belief or to remove you from what you believe is question it, investigate it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm a Christian. Why? Because my mama raised me in the church, and so you ain't really a Christian. You just following protocol. Okay, but if you start questioning the Christian faith and reading the Bible and studying stuff, you may either come to the conclusion, you know what, this is the truth for me. This is for me. Yes. Or you may say, nah. Right? But until that happens, you just going where the wind blows you, and you don't stand on shit as a person. You know what I'm saying? And most people, this is a cold thing. It's too complex. It's not complicated. It's two hard things that people don't want to do. Number one is admit that they're wrong. Number two is embrace the fact that the people who raised them were wrong.
Listen,
I don't accept the fact that my mama got it wrong because I love her.
Tell you, I say it all the time. That's one of my favorite lines. And people be coming at me, some of y'all mamas was trash. I say that to my fellas a lot. Some of y'all mamas was trash. And again, y'all know I'm talking about this percentage here. Right. But that's why my whole purpose is to help individuals unlearn and relearn relationship dynamics.
There's no other way to make progress. How do you? What's the first thing you got to do if you want to upgrade your kitchen? Demolition.
Oh yeah, you got to tear it down.
You got to tear it down first.
You got to tear it down.
Some people just don't want to tear it down because it actually looks nice. And I really don't know what the new shit gonna look. I mean, I've seen the blueprints and I've seen the computer. You know, when the architect was like, "This is what your kitchen's going to look like when we finish." But how do I really know it's going to look like that? So people want to kind of hold on to what they actually see. You know what I'm saying? because I don't want to take the chance of what could be. I don't want to take that chance and move forward. It's risking it for the biscuit. Most people don't want to. I was telling that to my son today. We're coming from the gym, and I was telling him, I said it's crazy because biologically we all want to be in a relationship.
Yes.
And
yes.
So a friend of mine passed, but he was older. He was 89, so he lived. He got a good run.
Yes.
But we ran into his wife. And, we were talking about death. Me, after we finished talking to her, he and I were talking about death. And I was like, it's crazy. People don't understand the same nerves that give you the most pleasure are the ones that give you the most pain. I'm talking physically in your body, right? So I said, the things that give you the most pleasure in life can give you the most pain. Me personally, from a carnal perspective, one of the greatest experiences is having my son, right?
Yes.
But that one thing that we don't like talking about as parents will devastate you until you go to your grave. It'll be the greatest fucking pain if you get that phone call. Nothing greater than that.
Yeah.
Nothing more painful than that. But then there's nothing greater than raising your kid. That the same thing that gives you the most pleasure will give you the most pain. You know. And the problem today is we want the pleasure, but we don't want the pain. So we're not willing to risk it for the biscuit. That's why people have situationships and shit like that. Because I want a taste of a relationship, but I want to taste it from a safe distance. You see what I'm saying? But then
because if it started getting nasty to me, then I can spit it out.
I can press the eject button and get up out of there. But then you're doing yourself a disservice because you're going to do the same thing with another person. And people don't realize this is facts. I say this to women and I say this to men, but it's more important for women to hear it. You,
to the camera,
ladies, limit your contact. And this is what I mean. As a human being, not as a woman, not as a man, as a human being. So in football, let's go back to a football analogy, right?
I love football.
Okay. Think about this. What players have the longest career in football? Kickers and quarterbacks. You know why? Because it has the least amount of contact. You know who has shorter careers? Running backs. Yeah. Because they get hit running through them holes. Now, the running back who is evasive, right? The one who likes to juke and shake motherfuckers, he lasts longer than a running back who likes to run downhill, who likes the contact, right? Because the more contact you have, the more damage is being caused to you, right? So you want to limit your contact as a human being in general, not just sexual contact, but just like fucking associates and friends, right? The more quote unquote people you interact with that you call your friends, the more bleak and negative your outlook on friendship is going to be because you having too much contact with people that you're calling your friends. This motherfucker betrayed you. This bitch fucking nigga. This nigga tried to fuck your bitch. This person did this. Too much contact. You see what I'm saying? And it has a psychological effect on us as human beings. The more contact we have with people. You see what I'm saying? So you want to limit your contact. People who have relationships, let's say like your grandparents, who had friends that they grew up with in the same neighborhood. He was only married to your grandmother. She was only married to him. These people they're more sane. They have a more peaceful existence as older people. Why? Because they haven't had so much fucking traumatic contact with people.
Come on. So let me tell you, this is again why I started King as Keepsake, because I was engaged and unengaged. And for me, I thought I unengaged in the best way possible. Meaning that, and this is the way I tell the story, I woke up one morning and said, I don't want to do this. Right. And I thought that was the most, civil, peaceful way. It ain't go like that, right? At all. And it was every other excuse except like, no, it's just not you. Like, I don't want to be with you. Say that to say, it is okay to walk away. And when people don't and they hold on, and it like there was no cheating, there was no fussing, there was no fighting at all. And I said this story because I never badmouthed him at all. And he never raised his voice. He just wasn't for me. Which always brings it back to the beginning of what we were talking about, right? And that is okay. But the problem is y'all know my girl Erica Badu series, Bag Lady. Y'all that is how y'all keep with the baggage. And then I love to say collateral damage.
Yeah. The longer you maintain the contact, the more damage is caused. Mm-hmm. It's like a medical condition, right? Mm-hmm. The longer you allow that shit to fester, you go to the doctor and they'll be like, "Oh, it's stage 4. You're dead. Right. You should have came fucking when you're at stage 1, and we could have did something about it."
And then I wanted to go back to the kitchen because, nothing's wrong with it, and you want to see it perfected or upgraded. But then when you demolish it, guess what? Sometimes it's some stuff inside that.
Oh man, they can say, "Man, you got asbestos."
Man, listen, me and my daughter watched HGTV when her in childhood. She still watches to this day. Not as much as we used to. We was all of that. So when I started buying my house, I'm like, what's infestus?
Yeah.
What is
mold?
This?
You have mold in here.
Oh
you got termites.
And you don't find that out until what?
Till they tear shit down and open them walls up.
Take all that away.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to do it.
They don't because
they want to put the renovations on top.
Right. You know why? Because accountability.
That's another word that
I had it wrong. I've practiced being accountable. And someone said this, wise man said this, and I'm like, this is really true. He said, people think they're on top of Mount Everest, right? I think I'm on top of Mount Everest when it comes to my belief system and my philosophy and my ideology, right? So I don't want to admit that I'm wrong because I think I'll be falling off of Mount Everest. When in actuality, nigga, you just falling off the curb. When you fall off the curb and you're like, oh shit, my bank account, I admitted that I was wrong. But my bank account's the same. I didn't die. Nothing horrible happened. You think you on fucking Everest. So you think if you admit that you're wrong, you're going to crash to the ground and die. And it's like, no, dude, you just tripped off the curb. And here you are. And nothing changed because you was like, you know what? You're right. I was wrong. I fucked up. Whatever it is. And you look around, but you have practice makes perfect. Right? Practice makes perfect. Everything that you are is in the box. Right?
Everything that you are is in the box.
But it's not exercise. Right? Meaning patience is in the package, understanding, respect, honor, anger, communication. It's all the soft is in there. But here's the thing, right? How often do you use, let's say some people with your phone, how often do you use the calculator? It's like, I never fucking use my calculator. Yeah.
Right. But hold on, because this is bringing me back to what I kind of coach when I do my healing one-on-one class. Everybody isn't, it's a box. We all was a box.
Right.
But people don't have the right tools or the knowledge.
That's all.
Even if they have the box. So when, like, for the calculator thing, I feel like, all right, so I'm mentoring my babies, right? And this was I want to say middle school. Right. And they were spelling out something. And I was like, oh, you know, I before E except after C. And they were like, what? And I was like, y'all didn't learn that? Like, and I'm like, don't everybody know, like, I before E except after C? And they're like, no, I've never heard that. No, we have to go back to the best. So I start saying other stuff, and they're like, oh, no, but I'm going to remember that, Miss Kenya. And I was like, so I say that to say, it could be a calculator there, but if you don't know that, if you pick that calculator up, right, to like you can get the answer.
Yes.
Right?
And that's what I'm saying. It's all in the box. First and foremost, you have to know it's in the box.
You have to know, okay.
Right? So you got to know you have a calculator on your phone to even use the damn thing.
Okay, first. I'm picking up what you laying down.
So patience is in there, love is in there, wisdom is in there, intelligence is in there, right? But certain circumstances exercise certain things. So arguing is in the box too, right? So if your circumstances, like say your family life, everybody argues, You're going to exercise the shit out of arguing. You're going to have big muscles when it comes to arguing, right?
Yes.
Vindictiveness is in the box too, right? Grace is in the box as well. Mm-hmm. But if you're not in the circumstance where you exercise grace, you're not going to be good at being graceful. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's all in the box.
It's in the box, y'all.
You know, we come, I'm going to say it like this. God put everything in the package. When you came into the world through your mother's womb, it was all in there. It was all in there. Yeah. And the question is, are you going to recognize it and exercise it? You know what I'm saying? Or are you going to, I wouldn't even say let it atrophy, because you would have to develop it for it to atrophy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So are you even going to knock the dust off that shit as a parent? As a parent.
Okay. We'll go ahead.
Being a parent, I was married before. So I'm saying being married and being a parent made me a man. And it does the same thing for a woman. Why? Because if you don't have a child for the most part, okay, this ain't nothing against people who don't have kids, but you can say this as a mother, I can say this as a father. Patience is exercised regularly if you're a parent. Affection is exercised regularly as a parent. Your tongue becomes dull when you become a parent, because you don't want to say nothing to offend your child. When you don't have kids, you're like, I don't give a fuck that shit. When you have a kid, you're like, no, honey. Right. You know, affection, you learn how to be more affectionate in spite of how you feel, because when you don't have no one to truly love, to be affectionate to, you're like, fuck you, I ain't hugging you. I'm not doing that. Yes. You see what I'm saying? But when you have someone you care about and you want that person you care about in your life, you're going to make those adjustments. You're going to start exercising those attributes like affection, understanding, patience.
Okay. Peace. So is it so many thoughts, okay? Yes, I'm with you, and I'm with you because when I was in corporate, I used to, it was something about working for someone that didn't have children. Right. Especially at that time, my daughter was young.
There's no understanding. There's no empathy.
None. I couldn't.
So guess what? Because she didn't have children, she couldn't be empathetic to your plight. But if she did have children, she would have been exercising that level of understanding and empathy.
Okay, so with that said, this box here, I'm tired. That's probably gonna be tired. The box that we got going on here. What makes what makes a person find out? I mean, besides your girl here, because that's what I'm here for. You know, I keep this hair right here, y'all. It was raining. Anyway, that's what your girl is here for, to help you unpack that box. But before you discover your girl, it sounds as if two things that I'm trying to pick up here. Experience will have you open those things in the boxes, or another individual.
Yes.
And it could be one and the same.
I just think to say individual can be the same as an experience. But the biggest thing that'll make you go in the box, and this, oh my God, this is why parenting is so important.
And I'm going to tell you something.
Oh my God.
Hold that thought. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something. So when he came, he was like, oh, what's the topic today? And I was like, I'm not going to tell you. You don't know what the topic is. And the topic was going to be influence. It's in my keepsake notes that I looked at. And it was going to be influence. Because a lot of people, want to blame society. And I get it. But that is not number one. And I want everybody to stop running from the fact that it is your parents. Now, whether your parents were in your life temporary, full-time, or whatever, your parents are your first influence. Whether it's imaginary, whether it's a memory, a story that you heard, they are that. Now, and I'm gonna let you go on, because now, how you feel about your parent and what your parent is doing is when society is allowed to come around that corner. Now you can say society was my influence.
Right.
Now you can say, and this is another thing. Oh, on my last point, because again, this was all in my topic here because I had these points. I'm tired of y'all blaming music. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because your girl here is a music. Look, music is life for me. I will mute all day, every day. I sing in song. And I'm so tired of people saying, oh, music, it's the influence of music. Music is the way that they're, now all they talk about is holes and this and having sex and getting the bag and this and that. That's cool, right? But for me, my favorite, and I say this in a couple of episodes, and so y'all should know by now. My favorite rappers are Lil Wayne and Jeezy, right? Now, one time have I ever felt like I wanted to go in there.
Real shit.
And turn this studio into a trap house, right? Yep. Now, one time have I ever wanted to, and this is a light bulb moment here. And for me, and I don't think I ever said this. This just came in my head before. Lil Wayne, my favorite rapper, but it's one song that just used to bother me so much, and it was the song like, I love bad bitches, that's a fucking problem. Oh, yeah. And I used to, because I don't like disrespect, but that's my song though. Right. But I'm saying it never made me want to go around and do those things. Right. Now, once I am an R&B girl, I will say, and I'm a dancer, natural born dancer and R&B girl. I will say though, the R&B make me wanna, you know what I'm saying? But I'd rather do that any day than go bang bang, shoot up, and go to the trap house. So, go ahead.
What you're saying is 100% true because the way I carry myself, people wouldn't know. I got a sub in that motherfucker.
Okay.
I don't look like it, huh?
No.
Fucking love hip hop.
See?
No lyrics to all kind of shit. And I remember one time I pulled up to Vaughn's and I get out the car and his sister was looking at me and she was like, "That's you, baby." I said, "Baby, don't let that fool smoke." I said, "Baby, don't let that smooth shit fool you." Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I look like this, but motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that shit don't have nothing to do with my character. You know, I like action movies. Mm-hmm. Like John Wick is I love me some fucking John. You think I'm about to sit there and go around shooting the shit out of motherfuckers?
Exactly.
You know, but the harsh reality.
Okay. Yes.
The harsh reality.
Mm-hmm.
It is a truth about human nature that is we do not want to be accountable for our circumstances.
We're going back to it.
We don't want to be accountable. So it's easy. But here's the one thing that I tell people. Yeah, you point that finger all you want. Mm-hmm. It still won't change your circumstances. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's going to change your circumstances is you. Mm-hmm. So you can say your mama did this and your mama did that. That's not going to change a goddamn thing. You in the position. And then I'll ask people this question. Mm-hmm. So what the fuck you going to do if that person dies? You're blaming your mama. What you going to do when she dies? You going to blame her now? You know what I'm saying? Because, look, nobody is, whoever or whatever you are blaming, ain't losing no motherfucking sleep.
None. And who did I learn? I don't know if I learned that from Oprah as a little girl or something like that. But it was something, and I'm talking Oprah, so that means it was a long time ago. Right. It was something to the effect of that. Like, that person is not losing sleep. While you up there, they are.
And look.
Think about you. They probably worried about somebody else.
I've done this because I'm not going to be specific, but you have past relationships, long storied relationships, and that person was like that. Mm-hmm. She would, and I got to the point to where I was like, because I learned so much from the experience. Mm-hmm. So I started being a bad guy. Mm-hmm. And this is what I mean. You did this, and I'm like, you absolutely right. Mm-hmm. I did that shit. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed doing it. Now what? You see what think about it. It makes you think now. Well, if you tell me that I did you dirty, and I say, you fucking right. Matter of fact, I did you dirtier than you think I did.
Okay, wait. Hold on, y'all. Was this like at the end of the relationship, or this was during when you got caught?
No. Okay, so relationship wrapped.
Okay.
But interaction.
Okay, yes. So no, I'm just trying to think of.
So let's say you dump a dude.
No. Well, I'm trying to figure out at what point did this happen, and I'm only saying that because you need the context and shit like that. No. Just arguments come, and then a lot of people, it's not at the end of the relationship, right. And then so words hurt, right? Right. Tone hurt, right? So I just wonder when it happens like that. A lot of people, and I'm not saying this in this situation, but a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, you might still go on, you might forgive, but people remember those type of words. Yeah. So I was trying to see if it was at the end. This was after it was done. Okay, yes. But interaction still took place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're not finished. You still want to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So in that, to try to manipulate the situation, it was, you did this to me, you did that to me, and my response is, I did that. Well, you shook. Mm-hmm. You solved that problem by removing yourself from the situation, right? Mm-hmm. So now what? It's like you telling your old supervisor you were mean to me, and they say, yeah, and you quit. So what the fuck are you calling the job complaining for? Stop calling. You are no longer employed here. So you solved your problem by removing yourself from the situation. Mm-hmm. So technically, was it the dirt during the interactions or during the relationship? No, it was okay. It was I want to say it so it's clear and understood. Mm-hmm. Okay. Only because, and again, I want to say people need to have understanding. Yes. Because this is really not about you and I. It's really about information for people to get an understanding of themselves and correct, life, right? Okay, so because the situation. Remember, accountability is what we're talking about, right? So you quit your job, paying $200,000 a year. Yes. Because your supervisor's a bitch. Okay. And then it sits in. I'm not getting this money per month no more. Right. And I haven't been able to replace this income either. Correct. So the reality of, oh shit, I made a bad decision, starts to tap you on your shoulder. But because you don't want to be accountable, you have to ignore that tapping. Okay. So what you start doing is justifying, you start recycling the shit in your head. Yeah, fuck her, fuck that job. That's what, you see what I'm saying? But it doesn't negate reality. That you quit and you don't have. Yeah, the repo man coming for your shit. You got to find somewhere to live, right? And instead of being like, I fucked up and maybe I need to call back and get the job back, you're going to keep. Now, if the supervisor is in your vicinity, if somebody from the job is in your vicinity, you're going to dump on them to try to make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can't get access, you just go sell it to yourself, or you're going to tell your family members, that bitch, them motherfuckers over there, yada, yada, yada. Instead of being like, I fucked up. And I couldn't go from one $200,000 job a year to another one. It just don't work like that. And I should have focused more on my income and not how I felt about my coworkers, because I'm not here for that. So most people are not mature enough to look at it that way, right? And because we're not mature enough to look at it that way, the question is then what manifests because there is a manifestation of immaturity, right? So I was gonna say, is it maturity or emotional or one and the same? That's I know a lot of these things intertwine. Right. That's why you have to understand. We just express it in different ways, but we're saying the same thing. That's why, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were mature, which is having control over your emotions. I was going to say that because the immature and mature is another word that I need to dissect. That's a simple word that I need to dissect. Yeah, mature is not having emotional control. You know what I'm saying? Mature is having control over your emotions. The same emotional experience manifests, but the mature person recognizes that this is happening, and I need to. So, where does okay? Only because mature is not a word that is. It's when it does come up. Of course, it is used. It's weaponized. Right. You're immature. You need to grow up, or you're not mature. Or that. But the words that is often used is emotion and logic.
Right.
Tie the 3 in for me.
Okay, so logic is a tool, right? It's not an existence, right? It's a tool you use, meaning. I'm a married man, I'm talking to you, and you're like, you want to suck your dick? Emotionally, I'm like, fuck yeah. Logic is the tool that makes you say, nigga, you're married and you don't want to get down like that. Logic is a tool that you use, right? Or you disrespect my wife. Okay. Right? On this podcast, right? And I'm like, bitch, who the fuck you? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm feeling a certain, but logic says, nigga, don't embarrass yourself in front of these people. Right. Don't put your hands on that woman. That's what logic does. Right? It's a tool. Okay. Emotions are not a tool. Emotions are a reaction to a stimuli. It's a reaction. Somebody assault your daughter. It's a reaction. Logic is not a reaction. Logic is a tool that dictates how you're going to respond to your reaction, how you're going to manage that reaction. You see what I'm saying? That's how logic works. You know, logic. How about this? You go to the car lot and you're like, ooh, that one. That shit's $20,000 over your budget. Right? But you have an emotional response to that car that you're seeing. Look at the fucking leather and the wood in there. Oh shit. You play the sound system and you're like, I want this. $20,000 over budget. The logic says you can't afford that car. See what I'm saying? But logic checks your emotions because people like to say men aren't emotional. Yes, we are. It's just our logic kicks in to say, nigga, don't do that. You see what I'm saying? Logic kicks in to say, don't do it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, where does immaturity and maturity step in? Immaturity says, fuck logic. We doing this. Because immaturity ain't really about being a kid. Okay. See, we like to attribute immaturity to like kids, you know? Yes, yes, that's what I mean. It's always weaponized. Like, right. It's not a kid. It's the rejection of logic. That's all it is. Immaturity is the rejection of logic. Maturity is embracing logic. Okay. Or the proper application of logic. Okay. So now, with maturity and immaturity, where's emotion? Emotion is all that happens that logic controls, right? Emotion is, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm offended. That's your emotions. Logic is the shit that says, yeah, you offended, but you're in the Starbucks around all these damn people. Immaturity says, I don't give a fuck, slap that bitch. See what I'm saying? So basically, emotions are the state of existence. That's why I say logic is not a state of being. It's a tool. Emotions are a state of being. It ain't reality. It's a state of being. Right? Because you call her a bitch, she's offended. You call her a bitch, she don't care. It's a state of being. You see what I'm saying? It's not a reality. Reality is that motherfucker got shot. That's reality. You being offended ain't reality. That's just who you are in your head. Because I call all 5 of y'all bitches. Right. One of them was like, hey. Yeah. And one went to the car. One called a nigga. You know what I'm saying? One threw some alcohol at me. You know what I'm saying? And another one was like, the motherfucker ain't talking to me. And that was that. You see what I'm saying? So being, people get it all. Being is in here. You see what I'm saying? Reality is all this existential shit. This is reality. You see what I'm saying? You can think I'm going to attack you. Right. That's here. Me attacking you is reality. Or me not attacking you is reality. So you say, I think this is going to happen. Because we get carried away. It's important that I say this. Because we get carried away with the idea. That's where presumptuous comes from. Oh, okay. Where you're presuming that some shit's going to happen and you're responding to what you're thinking. instead of living in reality.
Is that the same as
think about you thinking your man is cheating?
What's another word that they tried to bring up? Trajectory.
Or projecting or
no, trajectory. I think trajectory is when you
now. Would I say it's a bad thing? No, because words are words. Words don't mean good. Words don't mean bad. Words matter in the realistic situation you're applying the words.
Application. That's what I was going to say.
Right. It's the play on your words. So it is important for you to be selfish to survive. Okay. So. But you may not want to be selfish when you and your daughter have to eat and you eat the food and you don't feed your daughter. It's not good to be selfish under those circumstances because your daughter is going to starve. Right? Now, in the name of self-preservation, no, nigga, you can't come spend the night at my house. You're being selfish. But, nigga, I don't know you. And I don't feel comfortable with you in my space. Let's say it's your homegirl 21-year-old son. Oh, absolutely. He want to come spend the night because his mama kicked him out or some shit. You knew him since he was young. This nigga 21 with a dick, and you ain't blood to him. Right? And let's just say this motherfucker out here getting in trouble in the street. That's why he ain't at his mama's house. Exactly. Right? And he wants to come stick. No, I love you, but in the name of self-preservation, I'm going to be selfish when it comes to this. See what I'm saying? So selfishness is a word. It's not an existence. You see what I'm saying? If your man is being physically abusive, you need to be very fucking selfish and be like, fuck that nigga. I'm in the name of self-preservation. Right. I'm out of here. I'm getting away from your ass. And my children. Guess what? And guess what? People will pat you on your back, congratulate you for being selfish in that circumstances. Exactly. And they won't congratulate you for being selfless in that situation. See what I'm saying? Because selfish is just a word. And selfless is a word. How the circumstances in which you apply it can make it good or bad. Why would you be selfless as far as maintaining your relationship when there's a physical threat of harm to your kids? You shouldn't be selfless in that situation. You should be very selfish. And get your kids out of that situation as well as yourself. Stop letting people tell you what you should and you shouldn't do. When it comes to your life, especially if they are not lending a helping hand or some guidance. What did I say? It's in the box. It's in the box. If you turn your eyes in, that's what I was admonished by an old wise man. Turn your eyes in. Because as long as you can't serve two masters. So if you're looking in, you're seeing what's going on here. You can fix and repair and deal with this. Exercise those attributes. Actually see those attributes and exercise them. When you got your eyes out, you're getting cues from external sources. Right? You know what's best for you more than anybody on the planet. More than anybody. But you know why you don't make good decisions for yourself? Because you haven't tapped into you. You don't know. Think about this. It's cold, but it's so real. You don't know who the fuck you are. I say it all the time because since you mentioned Mount Everest, I say it all the time. Everybody think they're a bad one. Yep. Everybody think they're at the top of the mountain. Everybody think they're a bad one. Everybody walking around. I ain't never seen or heard so many bad bees walking around here. Oh, how about this one? Good pussy. Like, have you fucked you? And how you know? And what effect have you had on a dick that the other woman ain't had on a dick? And that's just two effects: an erection and an ejaculation. How you know? And it's 8 billion people on this motherfucking planet. So apparently. So let's get into that real quick. Because that is a good question. Yeah. That a lot of people do want to know because, again, everybody think they're good. Right. And then, so we go back to music, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got that WAP. I don't know. Why you getting cheated on there all that WAP? And I want to say, too, it was crazy because when Sexy Red came out. Yeah. Sexy Red talked to all that mess, and then her sex tape came out, and it was the total opposite. Everybody was disappointed. Let me tell you this as a man.
Everybody was mad. There wasn't nothing.
You can say this as a woman. You know, I know this because I pick women's brain. Right? I'm hyper analytical. And it's not even, it's actually, you know, some people just fucking great with numbers. It's just who they are.
Yes.
I'm hyper analytical. I pick apart situations, conversations. I analyze, you know what I'm saying? And most women don't get fucked good. A woman would fuck 100 men can say there's 2. Okay. Everything is pretty redundant. Question. And the same thing with men. Like one of the biggest things with men, we all, nigga, you probably have one woman in your life who suck your dick properly. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Most niggas ain't out here slinging dick.
Okay.
And most women ain't out here fucking like porn stars and taking dick like champs.
At all.
They talking this big dick shit and you run up in them and they like, hold up. Wait. It's like, what's shit? Yeah, you talking. No. You just talking. Motherfucker asking you, you're not gonna come yet? Oh, motherfucker, I'm about to, you use niggas busting nuts quick. So most niggas ain't lasting. And if you just listen to people talk, especially women, if you listen to women talk, it's like, God damn, y'all have had more bad experiences than good experiences.
Y'all have. But I'm going to say that's y'all fault. And I'm going to tell y'all why.
Of course. You know one of the you go ahead and tell, and then I'm gonna do you do you, I'm gonna do me.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I got a cold one.
Cause y'all just out here busting it wide open from every experience. Right. Every experience, every guy. Right. Because y'all in the search for the one that's about to put it down. That's why. That's number one.
Oh, I got a cold one.
Okay?
I got a cold one.
I'm gonna just keep that number one though.
I got a fucking cold.
That's why.
This is some real shit.
And nope, I'm gonna give y'all number 2. And after y'all knew that he didn't put it down the first time, y'all kept on so that y'all continue with the bad stories to tell y'all homegirls. That's not nice. That's not nice. If y'all knew in the beginning, because y'all would sit up there and have sex with no stroke Willie for about 3 months, and y'all talk about him the whole time. Yeah. That's why. Don't do that.
Now here's some deeper shit. I'm hyper analytical, right? Here's the deeper shit. A woman, specifically, there is a connection for a man, but we're not as doubting as women. A woman cannot truly, thoroughly enjoy a sexual experience if she ain't into who she fucking. You have to be into him. That's why men tell women the truth. Now, we're talking about you talk to men and you get a man's perspective. Women ain't like men. They say, we can do the same. No, you can't. Because I can fuck you and not know nothing about you and not even talk to you. You don't want to do that. Even on some situationship shit, women are like, I want to get to know him. I got to be feeling him. I got to like him. Men are like, I don't fucking got to know nothing about you as a woman. I don't need to know nothing about you to have sex with you. And the reason, and women not understanding why do they feel they need to get to know you? Because you're trying to form some kind of connection. You see what I'm saying? And the best sex, and I've learned this just talking to old women. The best sex, my grandmother, here we go. Okay, so Arthur Vito, that's my grandfather.
Hey, grandpa.
She said he was a dicksman.
Okay.
She said Arthur was a dicksman. She said because nobody fuck like Arthur. Right? You tell a nigga don't come, that motherfucker like, don't worry about it, I won't come. Go faster, go whatever. She said he was a dicksman, right? Now, she loved and respected my grandfather, but the love of her life was Donald. So she said Donald don't suck titty, he don't eat pussy, he don't play with pussy. But she loved having sex with Donald. You know why? Because she fucking loved Donald. The truth of the matter is, it goes back to what I was saying. It's all in the package. The shoes didn't do nothing to you. You just like them shoes. It's you. Women don't understand. You are trying to get me to manipulate you into liking me for the sex to be good, but the reality is the good sex is in you. Mm-hmm. If you're in tune with yourself, and you like who you truly like this person, not because of him. Mm-hmm. Right? You don't like them shoes because of the shoes. You like them shoes because of you. Mm-hmm. You like red because you like red.
Yeah, I tell everybody this. My favorite colors are pink and purple, but I look good in red.
And guess what?
And I love to wear.
And pink and purple never tap you on your shoulder to say, let me spit this game and convince you as to why you should like purple. You see what I'm saying? It's all in the package. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, gave you a software program. Our favorite colors are our favorite colors because the shit's just in there. The kind of shit we like, never cared. I like sedans, mid-size sedans. You know, I'm not. You see what kind of car I have? People are like you. I don't want an S class.
But see me, I love big SUVs, and I'm little.
It's just in the software. Yeah. Right? And then somebody was like, let me give you this Mercedes coupe. You're like, I'll take it, but yeah. If I woke up and I had $50 million in my bank account, I won't be going to get a Mercedes coupe. I'm like, go get a G-Wagon. You know? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's a software program, but we're not tapped into that reality. What we're doing is we're responding to outside stimuli, manipulating us and controlling us. And we are having experiences that we're not enjoying across the board. But check this out. Once again, because we don't want to be accountable and accept the fact that I'm not doing something right, we double down. We love to double down. Come on, keep it a buck. We love to double down.
But I just don't know when people get to the point. Because again, remember, everybody think they top notch. Everybody, you see your ex out there, you just like, what another one, and you like, then you go run. She ain't better than me. Did you see who he was with? He was so and so now.
Can't fucking sleep at the end of the night.
Right.
You thinking that.
So I'm just wondering, like, what I'm trying to get people to.
It's a conditioning,
right,
that we have to unlearn,
right.
And in order for us to this is what
I'm trying to figure y'all love that word trigger. Right. What is the trigger that's gonna let people? Because again, if you think you're right, you're right.
Practice makes perfect. So what I did is I just was like, I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
But.
And guess what? Here's the beauty of being wrong.
Did it like?
Here's the it was a spiritual.
Okay. Right. So that's when no. Right. I'm saying it has to be something because, for an example, I think some people would you would think a disease.
Right.
Or you see something happen to someone close to you or something like that. Right. I just always wonder, like, and I'm glad you said that because a lot of people do think that it has to be a relationship. Going back to collateral damage. Why does he have to go upside your head? You knew that you didn't like him a year ago. Right. You knew you didn't want to be with him. You done told your homegirl. Y'all ain't slept together and none of that. You didn't leave. But he went upside your head. Oh my God. It's over.
From a spiritual perspective, right? Not religious, but spiritual. If you want to be saved, you gotta first admit that you are not saved. Right? If you want the proper directions, you gotta admit to the fact that you lost. I don't know where I'm at. From that point forward, you can make the proper decisions. But if you're driving around and you are convincing yourself that I am not lost,
yes,
you're gonna fucking stay lost.
Yes.
Right? So I just started accepting it, and that's why I say it's in the box. Practice makes perfect. So if somebody say, Keep you're a fucked up person, I'm gonna say, okay. No.
But see, that's my thing.
Right.
No one, and I'm not saying this is
down the line.
Come on now, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you right now, this is some down the line shit.
Yes.
Before it was like, fuck that, nigga, but now it's like, I'll take that.
Okay.
Because the only thing that can come out of that is either You improve or you break even. You're not going to go down.
You improve
or you break even. Break even is you actually not a fucked up person.
Because I want to say this all the time, and every time somebody says something about you, I don't always dissect it. There are some people that are just mean out there, and they just gonna call you out because you are.
Yeah.
But come on now, y'all know when y'all ain't.
That's why you have to turn your eyes in. And here's a question I'm gonna ask people because I was asked this question.
Okay.
By a wise man.
Come on
now. Don't you want to be better?
Look, I thought I was about to write something up, but that's just as impactful right there.
Don't you want to be better? Personally, not a better mother to your daughter, but a better mother to you. Your daughter is the point of reference that she's like the
I call it my ROI, my return on investment.
Right.
I did what I did.
Like
don't you want to be better?
Don't you want to be better? Don't you? And look, and the question is for you to ask yourself within you. You know what? You need to write this down. This is a good one. You ready for this one?
I'm ready. And then we're going to end it on that because look, it's always, we having a good time going.
Most questions are not meant to be answered. Most questions are meant to be pondered upon.
Isn't that rhetorical?
If somebody asks you a question, you shouldn't answer the question. You should really think about the damn question.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a fucked up relationship and someone says, then why are you in that relationship? You should not answer that person's question. You should say, well, yes, why am I in that? Ponder.
Hold on. I'm going to give you one before that one because I like that one. Right. The first question should be, why is this person asking me this?
Right.
Because a lot, like you have to, and I learned this myself, that a lot of people don't really mean harm.
Right.
They don't. Stop thinking everybody is coming for you. Everybody's not coming for you.
Right.
And I did used to think about that. And I used to think that about
these are all defense mechanisms.
Right, defense mechanism. And going back to what you said earlier, is how you feel about yourself. Yeah. It's about you. I used to feel this way about one friend, and now I understand her, and I feel like now she was the realest one, right? But I was that friend too, but she was the friend to me that I was to the others, the one that was always questioning, always saying something. So for an example, we had our high school reunion, and I had some earrings on, and she was like, oh, those earrings are cute. I would have never, she said something like, I would have never pictured you in them or something like that or whatever. And I held that for years. Like I held that. I was like, she coming with me, my earrings. Right. Sure. And so then later on, and shout out to Shelly because she know I tell this story all the time. So when I lost weight, this was 10, 15 years later. So this, again, it was my class reunion. So now present day, I lost weight. And this was during the Ozempic phase. So she was like, oh, what you do? Ozempic? When I tell you I took that, it was like, but I never said anything. That's going back to the logic and emotions. Some of y'all be firing off on people without actually thinking, right? So for me, going back to what Kevon is saying, I have to ask, like, first of all, I did lose weight, so why am I offended? And the Ozempic phase, y'all wore it out without. Why would I? But talking to Shelly, knowing Shelly as we are older now, Shelly really genuinely want to know. Because she was like, what are you doing? So when I brought her up the earring thing, she was just like, oh no, I wanted to know where you got them earrings from. I was saying that, like, I would have never picked them earrings. Like, where are they? But for me, I thought she was coming for me. And the same thing with the weight loss. It was because I, had heard so many negative things about my weight loss. Exactly.
It's how you are processing
exactly
information.
What you call it? The existing. No, yeah. It's how you're processing the existence.
Right.
The reality.
Right. Yeah. And most of us live in here. We don't live out here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you live out here, you would just see what it is. But because we live in here, you can't serve two masters. If you're in your head, that's the master you serve. If you out in reality, that's the master you serve. You can't serve two masters. You see what I'm saying? If you got your eyes in here and you're working on this, now I'm not saying here. I'm not saying of being. I'm talking you looking within yourself is like, am I a good mother? Am I a good friend? When you're judging this, when you're turning your eyes in, you're not really tripping off of. That's how it's almost people can't even fucking lie to you and manipulate you.
Yes, and let me tell you, we're gonna end it on this one because we're gonna get into the next episode. We're gonna roll it in. But I will be honest, I felt better as a teenager in my early 20s when I didn't care. When I was just telling my friends what it because and then now as an adult, this is when I start to second, like, oh my gosh, should I say this? But now they are coming to me like, I should have listened to you when we were kids. And remember when, and I'm like, well, no, because now I done reprogram myself.
It's all up here. Freedom and liberation. We don't give a fuck. You are free and liberated. And I'm going to free y'all and liberate y'all on this episode, y'all. Bye, niggas.